In our last lecture, we have discussed about caste-based stratification, and in this lecture, we would like to discuss racial-based stratification. So, regarding that, as we found race and ethnicity was a ground of stratification, and this ground of stratification mostly indicates that certain group of people, they consider themselves as racially superior to some other people. So this exactly a competition we found in between the racially superior and those racially inferior. And if you would like to trace the very conflict among the racially superior and racially inferior, that we traced in United States of America during 1816, when the southern provinces and northern provinces went to a civil war on the ground of racial superiority and racial inferiority, as those racially inferior black people or the Negroes were being tortured, while the racially superior white on the ground of slavery, and ultimately slavery was abolished by the then late President of United States of America, Sir Abraham Lincoln. Even we found the traces of racial and ethnicity superiority among the white people in South Africa, as they claim racially superior over those black and Negro population of South Africa, and that was prevalent in the form of apartheid. So also we found among certain European countries who claim racially superior over those minorities belonging to other religions like the Islam. And the same way we found racial superiority and racial inferiority even among the Indian northern and southern population, that the northern people claim racially superior over the Dravidian stock on the ground of race and ethnicity, and those Dravidians of South Indian population were considered as racially inferior by the northern Aryan stock. And also we found the concept of racial superiority among the Greeks and Romans, even when the Turks were ruling over India, the Turk Muslims they consider racially superior over the Indian Muslims. So, in history, we found many traces of racial based stratification, and more recently, we found racial based stratification in Indian history as when the Britishers were ruling over India. They were considered themselves as racially superior over the Indian people. So, racial based stratifications were universal and common to all society. And now we'll discuss about occupational stratification, or in this regard we found that some occupations command or acquire respectability and remain the foot of the upper class, and when a member of the lower class take to such occupations, he too commands the respectability. Such a distinction is made between the non-manual, white-collar workers, even though both categories may be wage earners. Ideas about status still often cause white-collar workers to behave in aggregate in somewhat more middle-class ways in some areas of their lives than their manual worker colleagues. Similarly, clerical workers are even the affluent, well-paid manual workers bred up to think of themselves as the working class may continue to behave in the working class ways. And in this regard, we found the occupational based stratification better explained by the American writer C. Wright Mills in his work The Power Elites, and now we'll discuss about the class-based stratification. And as regarding that class-based stratification, we found that the ruling class always holds itself superior to those over whom it rules. This explains the psychology behind the lord and servant relationship. Democracy did not demolish the distinction. The political parties and pressure groups are the instruments in the hands of the ruling class to influence the commonality and to keep themselves in power. In newly independent countries such as those countries which were under the colonial imperialism of the European countries, in there we found such as we can say India and some other African countries where political power rests with a political class of new men of no great substance who by founding and dominating the party and the government becomes a new ruling elite, and that we have discussed in the context of the power, the theory of power, elite, as explained by Pareto and Mosca. So, they have acquired such areas of influence that a new entrant can hardly proceed on his own. So, he needs their support, the blessings of establishment. The masses have hardly any say. And in that context, we could say the new bureaucracy that developed, which claimed superiority over others, as it is explained by Professor Max Weber in his theory of bureaucracy. So this new class of bureaucracy, identified as the new despots or the rise of new despotism. So these are the different stratifications. Even in feudal society we found a kind of stratification. So in feudal system, as we found the very classes of barons or clergy and serfs. So the barons and clerks, they occupied racially superior position in the feudal society, and they consider the serfs and slaves as inferior in the social structure. So the very term class or the social class is used in different way by different writers. The very growth of class demands an intimate understanding of the social system, as the very system is complex. So, as we found already, we have discussed about the Purushottam Hyman of Rigveda, where there was the mention of 4 different varnas, such as Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And in the same way, we found different forms of classes in Western societies. So, in our discussion regarding class stratification, we want to mention the theory of Gensburg, who expressed the values which society is attached to different modes of life. Outwardly, the class is manifested by dress, speech, and the peculiar lifestyle. It largely determines one's associates. The group which is higher may be the model for the lower in speech, dress, education, and manners. It helps the culture to lower strata. The change, however, can be quick if the society is not a closed one. So, the very culture that developed by the upper classes is not always provided. The social mobility is possible and the leisure class, that is the upper class, does not become a social burden. What the upper class does becomes sanctified for others. So also, he found a kind of inequality, and that inequality we found in the step system of feudalism, which remained the basis of social stratification in Europe from the fall of Roman Empire. So, as we found the nobles called as lords temporal, and for military service they in turn made similar grants to the inferior class on oath of loyalty and military support. The holder of the land was called vassal. The multitudes who cultivated were the serfs, and the people still lower to the serfs were slaves. So in Russia, for example, about 9/10 of arable land consisting of large estates belonged to the Tsar, the royal family, and to about 1 lakh of the noble families. It was cultivated by the millions who were called as serfs. The serfdom continued till 1861 when it was finally abolished. So the state system in the feudal society was the basis of social stratification in all the countries of Europe. It was based on inequality of all sorts. In economic field there were few landlords and the multitudes of serfs and slaves. And as in case of the social structure, state determined the social status and role, and the landless worked just for their protection. They were a mere service class. So also, in the political system we found the state, having been given for military service, made the holder the prop and pillar of the state and allowed him full authority over men and goods within his state. The nobility and their important vassals enjoyed the privileges, and the rest lived in misery. Nobility paid no taxes, neglected the feudal duties, but secured all the dues for themselves. They had juristic immunities and political privileges. They made law. They are handmaid and held men under bondage. So we found the same social, economic, and political stratification in the feudal societies in Europe in the form of different classes such as the nobles, the lords temporal, and as such we found those are even the vassals and multitudes of such people in the European social structure, as they grabbed all political, economic, and social power. So they were identified as racially superior over those millions of people who were serving them as serfs and slaves, who they consider as racially inferior. So, in our analysis of social stratification, whether it is caste based or racial based or occupational based or class based or in any form, it was always found prevalent in every social structure, in every social order, and as such, even at present we found social stratification as it was explained by the eminent writers of the very concept and theory of elitism by Wilfredo Pareto, Mosca, and also by Roberto Michels and the American writer C. Wright Mills in his theory and concept of power elitism. So, in every form we found social stratification, even to some extent. Professor Max Weber, in his theory of bureaucracy, expressed the hegemonism and monopolization of power by the bureaucrats, which creates a new despot in the contemporary political society. So we found in every society, in every form, social stratification. And in our next upcoming lecture, we would like to discuss those theories of stratifications associated with the very concept of social stratification.